All right, we are live in Dallas. It's been a while. It's the YabsComedy Podcast with Yabs and Field, my companion. He is actually not here, but he's busy doing whatever he does. He's out in Fort Worth area, so.
Fields is being Fields.
Yeah, shout out to Field, my boy. I am live in mobile studio at Andrew. Is it Zusman? Zusman? Zusman.
Yeah.
Andrew Zusman, and a friend of mine. I guess you could say we met at Bethany's birthday party, mutual friend.
That's right. Actually, the theme of that birthday party was the theme of that birthday party was that she was gonna buy a bunch of ice cream, and then everyone was supposed to bring a topping. This was my idea, by the way, but Bethany called it a top off, and I wonder if that's a great name for what's basically the modern day ice cream social. But if you were gonna bring back the ice cream social, then a top off is what you'd have to call it.
Yeah.
You could have a college top off that would be
that could be taken in two different ways though.
Well,
college top off on a poster. You're thinking
ice cream and shirtless people. Somehow.
I think I found my restaurant name.
Summertime comes
ice
around,
cream and shirtless people.
And you're we're having a top off, and then there's a bunch of people that bring toppings, and then a bunch of people maybe you just say if you don't bring a topping, then you have to take your shirt off.
That'll work.
Yeah. I like that. So we
met at Bethany's. Shout out to Bethany. What's up, girl?
I think the winner of that top off too, the best topping, I think was a melted marshmallow thing too, which is that's a really solid and
in the ice cream championships. I guess that would be.
It's somewhere up there.
It wouldn't be a bronze. It'd be a silver, gold medal.
Yeah. It's
that's the best way I could put it.
It's one of those things you don't think about that. When people are what's a great ice cream topping? Nobody's hey, what's awesome is melted marshmallow. But I'm pretty sure that's what won. But I don't know.
You know what else is good? Ass.
Oh yeah.
That's a good ice cream topping.
If you're gonna do a top off, you might as well go at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, so you're from Indiana.
That's right.
So he's a Colts fan. So holler at.
I am.
Football fans all around. We have a Colts fan in Dallas.
Luck. That's right. My name is Andrew, and his name's Andrew.
I just got that.
I don't think they make nearly enough of the fact that the Colts have a symbol that's lucky, and that
horseshoe,
luck is there.
Mm-hmm.
There was some intern at ESPN that was just oh my god, it's a lucky symbol, and the guy's name is Luck. And then there was his manager that was let's settle down, people. We're a professional organization. We'll leave that for Fox. That because they never do it. But it's in their bag of tricks. Luck gets lucky in Miami. It's they're waiting on that for a Super Bowl.
Those New York Post headlines. That's what I love. Trump's. There was one about Trump recently when he talked about his love for women and women's rights. Speaking of Trump, let's just say
Trump's the competition.
He was in Dallas earlier this week, and I remember reporters asked him, "So what do you plan on doing to make yourself stand out from Obama and past presidents?" And he goes, "You'll see," and he winks. To me, and everyone's applauding, and I'm like, wait a minute. Anybody could say that. What are you going to do to change the economy? You'll see.
But it's not anybody could say that. That's what the mafia would say, right? Because anybody could say that, yes.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't sound so suspicious. If you were just dude, what's going to happen in your fantasy football this week? And I was you'll see. You'd just be you didn't.
You didn't say anything.
Well, who you got for a starter? And I'm just
I got somebody up my sleeve,
exactly.
Something.
But if I were a mafioso,
yeah,
and you were just what's up with your fantasy football this week? And I was just we'll see. You'd be dude, I'm kind of scared now. And that's what's up with him.
You got Don status all of a sudden. You kiss the ring.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big guy who's big into this primary stuff. When we know who's running, then
that's when you get into it. Yeah. I try not to get into it. Facebook, social media. You see the arguments between your friends, and you're just I love my friends, but I gotta not see this.
I'll tell you my biggest problem with politics, and this goes both ways. Doesn't matter who you are. I feel like everybody needs like a horrible tragedy to happen
to get
like
people
prove
together
that they're right. So they go so the global warming people, right? They're like, it's not enough to just be like, hey, listen, we probably should like reduce our carbon emissions because this isn't a good thing that's like going on, and like I heard this guy say this yesterday. He's like pretty soon we're not gonna be able to get sushi in Phoenix. I was like, yeah, that's probably true, right? Like whatever. But everybody has to do this thing where they're just like, all right, somebody's going to come on my show and they're going to talk about how the waves are going to like, whatever, it's going to like rise 6 feet and it's going to destroy the cities. And it's like, do we really need like Dwayne The Rock Johnson to like be like a part of our ideas about what's going to shape politics? Like, does it have to be that if we don't do this, then like our cities will be destroyed?
Yeah.
So that people can come back and be like, I don't know, like it drives me crazy. Everyone needs like a super extreme thing to happen to justify their political position.
Well, speaking of celebrities that endorse that crap right there is like Adrian Grenier from Entourage. Vince.
He should just change his name.
To me, he did a commercial for on the radio. It was one of those. I was listening to sports talk. He had dolphin safe tuna or marlin. Some type of PSA for like, we're killing our fish and let's try not to eat so much fish. And I was like, the hell is this? This this doesn't make any sense.
He's like, I have a really good idea.
Yeah.
If you were gonna buy like one fur coat in 10 years, like just try to make it last 20. Like to me, that's like logical advice to people. Like
not buy a coat. I got a raccoon or coonskin coat every summer. I go out and buy one for the fall. And it's like, you just bought like 10 coats in 10 years.
Hey, look, if you're like, just keep it with the like, the one chinchilla, like the one chinchilla comforter.
Yeah.
Don't go with the comforter and then like the matching like, varmint sheet set, right? Like,
10,000 thread count, squirrel skin.
But I feel like fur isn't as popular, and like that's probably a pretty big win if you're.
Well, that's because you get thrown blood on you, like the movie Carrie. Every time you go out, there's just some crazy.
That's true.
Neo-extreme liberal person just throws PETA, and you're like...
I wish people threw, like, actual PETA. That would be pretty cool. Like, I'm a big fan of
PETA
what
bread's
the
amazing.
Westerners call pocket bread. I'm a big fan of PETA. But wait a second. So briefly before this we got going with the podcast, I mentioned to you that I briefly lived for about 9 months on like the Ohio-West Virginia border.
Yes, West Virginia. Here we go.
So I'm from right outside Chicago, and like I had been in Indiana, Bloomington. I went to IU, and I
Chicago's beautiful. I went a couple weeks ago.
Amazing city, and like but it's.
I love the Cubs. If it's not the Mets, it's my Cubs. Yeah.
I'm like lifelong Cubs fan. So
I'm kind of scared about this season because I'm like, don't be Moises Alou and Steve Bartman all over again.
And I just watched that documentary.
The 30 for 30.
I can't.
Oh God. Yeah. Anyway.
But he approaches Bartman in a parking garage. Like, dude, come on. Like, that's like, of course the guy is going to be like, dude, you probably shouldn't approach me in a parking garage. By the way, like, does anything positive happen in a parking garage? I feel like
no one goes, here's an ice cream cone. No, they go, I'm going to shank you or take your wallet.
If I just saw a headline in the newspaper that was like everything was blurred out except the word parking garage, like I would just be like, okay, like murder, robbery, car stolen.
Somebody's getting
homeless guy like peeing in a corner. Like that's all I'm thinking about a parking garage. Anyway, so it was my first time down there. It's Appalachia, right? I mean, it's like.
Is it Appalachia or Appalachian? I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's like the Appalachian region.
Yeah. But it's beautiful. I've driven through there. It's nice.
Beautiful area. Yeah. And I went to Ohio University, so it's in Athens, Ohio. It's like 40 minutes from Parkersburg, and there's like a lot. It's like West Virginia down there.
Yeah.
So like my kind of wake up call to this was like, so I was in Athens, and like the only like legitimate grocery store to go to. I mean, it's not like they got like Trader. I mean, they probably do now, but they didn't have like Trader Joe's or
Kroger or Tom Thumb.
Kroger. It was Walmart, right? So I went to Walmart, and I have a thing I do at grocery stores, which I assume other people do too, where I'm like, all right, I know some of this food is going to my freezer, and some of this food is going to my fridge, and some of this food is going to my pantry. So like whatever's frozen, I'm gonna just group together.
Correct.
Because I assume that like things that are frozen like to be around other frozen things, so they can like hold in.
So you think your food's alive?
Right. I mean, maybe. Yeah. It's like anthropomorphic steak or something. So. It's still moving. All right. So anyway, like, So I put all the stuff that way, and my friend was like, "Why did you?" I was like, with a friend, she's like, "Why did you like do that?" And I was like, "Well, if you just like group the frozen stuff and then like the refrigerator stuff, like it's just more efficient." And I swear to you, this is what this woman said to me. She said, "Listen to you using them big words, efficient." And I was like,
"Oh, are you serious?"
I'm like in a college town, like. Efficient was a big word. I mean, I was like, so we were talking about like Randy Moss earlier, and like I really want to like produce a commercial for like Buick or something where I'm just like, call it an efficient car, Randy, and he's just like, Buick is an efficient car. Like I just have to hear her say it again like once more in my life. I'll never get that back. But that was that was my wake-up call that I was in West Virginia.
Efficient.
Listen to you using them big words. And I was like...
It's like the stereotypical thing that you hear what a redneck would say, like, how dare you use that big word?
Yeah.
Regalia. Something.
But I mean, first of all, like, I don't think efficient is like that. I mean, what is that? 3 syllables?
It's...
Efficient. Yeah. And like, that's like 3 syllables. But like, there's like probably a higher number of people with PhDs in that city per capita, whatever. Like, and I don't want to rag on Walmart either. I mean, I was there doing my grocery shopping.
It's the biggest company in the world.
Sure. And aren't they in like Arkansas?
They're based in Arkansas. The Walton family or whatever their name is.
I think Arkansas is the most forgotten state in America.
It's beautiful there. The water is amazing. Okay. The hot springs
I have no idea if I've ever been in Arkansas. I'm not really quite sure. I'm pretty sure I could take like 2 family vacations there and come back and not be sure. But like
they have brown highways. That's all you got to know. Whenever you drive from like through Sherman to like Tennessee area, you go through Arkansas. It's a brown highway.
What does that even mean?
It's instead of black pavement, it's brown with yellow. It's a normal highway, but it's not black top. It's brown topped.
Why?
I don't know.
Are they
write a letter to the congressman in Arkansas? Like I don't know what they use enforcement or.
Well, I just feel like so this is some things that like kind of annoy me. So I feel like people have a thought about North Dakota or South Dakota. I mean, like you can sort of pick your forgotten
There's no
state,
black people.
But I've never really heard anybody make a strong statement about the state of Arkansas. Like I've just never heard. It's
home to Bill Clinton. That's all I know.
That's right. There was like
Ozarka,
Little Rock, right? So there's like that school,
Little Rock, Arkansas,
desegregation picture that's like really famous. So like I think there's some things that happen there, but I've never heard anybody just say like.
Come to Arkansas, that kind of thing.
Fuck Arkansas. You know what I mean? Like I've heard people have like really hardcore.
Like college football, they hate Arkansas.
They hate the school, but
they don't not the
state. I just feel like the state is pretty forgotten, so I think they need to do something about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I think this is something else that like kind of pisses me off, right? So like there are states that I feel like they should have a rivalry. Okay. So North Dakota and South Dakota, they should have a rivalry. So I've met some people from Paraguay, and they have like no connection to Uruguay. They don't share a border, and
they don't share a border.
They don't share a border, and they don't have. So they're like soccer crazy.
Yeah. Well, anything outside the U.S.
There's no Paraguay-Uruguay rivalry.
Okay.
This is like obscene to me. Like
you're taking this personally, aren't you?
It makes me want to be like a revolutionary to like go down there and like just like stir up some like.
You just want to start something.
I want to like
and walk away.
I want to like.
You want to set a car on fire and just go, hey, Uruguay, Paraguay did this, and then you walk away and be a ghost.
Brazil and Argentina, like they share a border. They're both like pretty big countries. They have like world-class cities. Like. To me,
Colombia hates everyone.
They should, exactly. They should have like a war, like I don't know, it's just like it makes sense to me that they would be like a big soccer rivalry. Like you're really good, we're really good.
Yeah.
But like if you're Paraguay, your rival shouldn't be Brazil. Like Brazil doesn't care about you. Like your natural rival is like the Battle of the Guas next on Univision. Like that should be a thing, right?
Or as Homer Simpson calls it, Uruguay. You are gay and Paraguay.
Yeah. But like seriously, like I think that they need to like figure out a way to like maybe like Bolivia and Uruguay like switch countries, like country names.
Just literally pick up and move.
Well, they need to like form like some like they need to like form like a peace barrier where they can like have a border. So then they can have the Paraguay-Uruguay border war. But I mean, like, they have, like, the Copa and, like, all that. And you're like, hey, Paraguay, like, who's your biggest rival? And they're like, oh, Chile. We hate Chile. And I'm like,
wrong answer.
How does that make sense to you? And, like, the other thing that I can't stand, so, like, I've brought this up to the people that I've met from Paraguay.
Yeah.
And it's, like, it's never occurred to them. And that's, like, impossible. And here was my, like, kind of wake-up call. So before I moved to Dallas, so I moved to Dallas, in, like, January. So before I moved to Dallas, I just assumed that lots of restaurants here would have a thing on their menu called the salad, spelled with 2 L's, because it's like Dallas backwards is salad. And this is like...
You're freaking blowing my mind right now.
I always just assumed that there would be like this thing that was like, it would just be like the Big D salad, and it would be like sort of like, maybe they would call it the Dallas salad, and they would have that like, whatever that mark is, that's like the big line.
You should start a restaurant called Salad Dallas backwards.
But like the people that I've met in Dallas who've been like, yep, lived here all my life, and I'm like, what do you think about this thing that there's not like a Dallas salad? And they're just like, Dallas backward. That is salad, isn't it? I'm just like, yeah, it is, man. Like, why didn't you think of this? Like, how have I never seen that on a menu?
Efficiency.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like, and the thing is, like, I feel like it should be like a popcorn bowl sized like salad.
It's a Texas size.
Huge salad, right? And yeah, like never heard of that, and everybody's just like, that's impossible. So yeah, Paraguay and Uruguay need to have a rivalry.
It goes down to UN relations.
Like people need to think about the things that are named and like whatever. Like I'm pretty sure if somebody told you that like whatever, there was no rivalry between North Korea and South Korea, you'd be like, that's impossible. If I told you like whatever, West Virginia and Virginia, like West Virginia's natural rival is Ohio, you'd be like. But then there's
that one called Virginia.
It's like we were just the West version of them, and they're like, we're not West Virginia, we're like our own thing. You know what I mean? And like Paraguay and Uruguay, they're like totally
they're friendly.
We're separate countries. They do not share a culture, and like we are not interested in like yes, Paraguay could like there's some dude in Uruguay who's like watching Paraguay play like soccer against Chile or whoever, going like. Yes, I would like for Paraguay to win. They seem like fine young gentlemen on that team, and I'm like, that's impossible. You should naturally be born and bred to like want them to lose.
You just want to instigate. That's pretty much it. You want to start a conversation that leads to probably chaos, war.
I don't know what guay means, but I think it should mean like soccer rivalry.
I don't think it's a Spanish term, is it?
I don't know.
I haven't taken Spanish in so long.
Paraguay and Uruguay should hate each other, and that's my.
They should hate each other. It should be like East Coast West Coast rivalry in gangster rap.
I'm like, we're gonna joke about a lot of things today. I'm not joking about this. I think Paraguay.
This is your one serious moment.
There needs to be like, and they need like a thing to happen in order for this to occur, right? Like if there isn't a natural rivalry.
Yeah.
Then there needs to like be something that happens. Like I'm not entirely sure why the Cowboys and Giants don't like each other. Like
their NFC East division. That's where I got it from.
Yeah.
But again, I hate the fact that you have Dallas all the way in the southwest of America, but then you have the Philadelphia, Washington, and the Giants in the Northeast. So NFC East makes sense. Why the hell is Dallas in the NFC East? Doesn't make sense.
Indianapolis in the AFC South.
And when they divided the divisions even more, you're like, okay, Seattle was in the AFC West. Now they're in the Northwest, and they're in the NFC West.
Right.
But yet Kansas City is in the West. Oakland Raiders, West. San Diego. Kansas City should be in the AFC.
And you're a hockey fan.
Yeah, I like Calgary.
They need to just have 2 leagues. If there's like a Canada League and an American League.
We have enough Canada teams. No, we only have like 5 or 6 Canadian teams, and the rest are in America.
But then they just need to move a bunch of these teams, like the Nashville Predators or whoever.
Which doesn't make. Didn't the Nashville Predators be? They were an old hockey team.
I have no idea.
I think
I'm not a big hockey fan, but here's what I know. I'm pretty sure Toronto could like have another hockey team. I'm pretty sure they could just be like. Hey,
the Maple Leafs
you're tired of cheering for the Leafs, because the Leafs are pretty much the Cubs, right? I mean, they're like they've never won.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
The Montreal Canadiens are the Patriots of the league because they've won a cup the last 40-something years, they've won like 30 times.
But I'm pretty sure like that there's some cities out there in Canada that could host like some additional hockey things and like so I just think they need to do like there's like the American League and the Canadian League. That, there's like some interleague play or whatever. Because then it would always give me somebody to like cheer for in the Stanley Cup Finals. Because I mean like I guess I'm kind of
so America versus Canada every time.
But I mean that's what we get in the Olympics pretty much. Like you can throw Russia in the mix, but everyone wants them to win.
We'll get killed. Russia's just really good at hockey and killing people.
I'm out on them. But anyway, like I think So like to like as a total non sequitur. So I think we had to take this back. So we were at this birthday party, and I told you a story in the story.
Bethany's, yes.
At Bethany's birthday party at the top off, and you requested that I join this podcast so I could tell a story about airports because the two of us talked for a long time about airports.
We pretty much talked the whole. I think it was after the party kind of slowly ended and people were leaving. We just hung out. It was me, you, and Carl.
Yeah.
And then Bethany was there too, and we were just shooting the shit. We were sitting there for like an hour. We just sat there talking about whatever.
About airports.
But you had that story about.
So okay. So this is a real story.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So this is a real story. Like I'm not gonna like embellish this story like even a little bit. Like, I am embellishing a little bit about my Paraguay Uruguay hatred, right? Like I do hate them, but I'm not embellishing.
We've established you're a racist, so let's.
If I had to choose one side or the other, like I would choose the Paraguayan side, right? So I guess that makes me like a racist against Uruguayans. But I
hate Uruguayans.
I do.
Is that the term Uruguayanese or Uruguayans? Uruguayanites? I don't know.
Isn't like
the Mennonites
and Uruguano, but like I'm pretty sure guano is like
bad dung.
Yeah. So like so maybe that's what I'll call him, Uruguano. I'm a huge Paraguay fan, so I like.
Unlike oregano.
You know what? I'm dedicating my life to this. Like I'm gonna take it to the UN. But okay, so I went to speak. So yesterday I was at this like conference. I'm a user experience designer, and I speak at a lot of different conferences. Okay. So I was going to speak in Warsaw, in Poland.
Nice.
And I looked on Airbnb, and I found this nice place. And
I love Airbnb.
Airbnb is awesome.
Yeah.
So I found this like gorgeous apartment. It was like, pretty cheap, whatever. And I showed up, and the girl had like she lived there, and then it was like her grandma's apartment. She inherited it, and then her parents lived nearby. So she would just like rent out the apartment whenever somebody wanted it, and like go stay with her parents because like you can probably earn a ton more money in Warsaw, Poland. Yeah. Place out. So to start with, really nice girl. Like please do not mistake this. Like super nice. Like she helped to arrange a cab for me. Like, really nice. So she was a one-eyed belly dancer with an Egyptian boyfriend, and like that is not an exaggeration. I did not ask about the eye. I tried to avoid the Wayne's World 2 situation where you say you want to dot the I's and like what does he say? Like cross my T's and
cross your T's and dot the lowercase letter J's.
Yeah. So like I did not ask about the eye. So to this day I'm unclear about why she only had one eye. And I will mention this as well.
Okay.
So she had a pretty small apartment. I mean, European places are
tiny.
They're pretty small. Yeah. And if it's like a 1-bedroom apartment, like in Warsaw, I mean,
it's like 400 square feet or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And there was a pretty big, like I want to say, like poster-sized picture of her in the belly dancing regalia on the.
That's a big fancy word there. It is. Regalia.
Listen to me using them big words, regalia. So like I don't know if that's even the right word, but the belly dancing costume. So first of all, I think it's a little weird when you live by yourself to have a really big picture of yourself on the wall.
Somebody's cocky.
But I'm gonna leave that aside. So honest to God, she's a one-eyed belly dancing Polish girl who like.
This is how a bad joke usually starts.
That is the like honest to God truth. She's out there somewhere. I'm sure she's a great belly dancer.
I'm sure she's nice. Yeah.
And she mentioned to me that she had a European boyfriend. Now we haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm also Israeli, and I was living in Israel at the time.
Mazel tov. L'chaim.
Thank you. So I came back. So I was one of the things I like about Airbnb, and you said you've seen a bunch of Airbnb places, is that you can sort of talk to them about like I need to check out a little later, and they're like that's cool. Yeah. So my flight wasn't until like I want to say like 9 at night, and I told her I'm like look I'm gonna be out like with friends all day, doing my, like, whatever it is you do in Warsaw.
And
I don't even know. I mean, like, to this day, like, I'm not even totally sure. But I've been there a couple times, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like walking around.
A Jewish man in Warsaw, Poland. Interesting.
Indeed, yeah.
I've heard some stuff went down.
It seems like a place people wanted to get out of, and not a place that you visit.
You literally went in the war zone.
That's right. So I told her, like, yeah, I'm just like, can I just leave my stuff here, and I'll, come back and grab it later on in the day? And she was like, yeah, no problem. So I was getting a ride to the airport, so I got, like, my friend waiting downstairs. I ran upstairs, and I'm like, hey, listen, a one-eyed belly dancer girl, your place was phenomenal.
Let's call her Iris.
Iris? Oh, that's terrible.
I'm sorry.
So I was just like, hey, Iris, like, thank you very much for, like, letting me stay in your place. Like, you're a wonderful host. And she was just like, you're one of the best guests I've had at Airbnb. I don't know what I did to, like, garner this, like, whatever. And she's like, so I got you a gift, and, like, so you can remember Poland and whatever. And, like, we mentioned just before our podcast started, like, I don't actually drink alcohol, but she gave me this big bottle of, like, plum vodka. I think it's like some Russian plum vodka thing. Yeah. And I was just, like, very gracious. I was like, thank you so much, like, really appreciate it, whatever. I, like, tossed the bottle in my bag, and I, like, grabbed my bag, and I took off for the airport. So I get to the airport, and, like, first of all, it's the Israeli security, right? So they run security for themselves, like, everywhere in the world. If you're flying into Israel, like, they're going to be like, how many days are in Hanukkah, like, whatever. Like, they want to know, like, that you're on the level, right? So they
How many sides on the dreidel?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You're like, oh, no! Crap. I remember this song. The dreidel.
I've got to go to the bathroom. So they started with, the grilling me with the questions. Now, like, I have an Israeli passport, so, like, but they did that thing where they're just like, did you pack your own bags? And I'm like, of course. Were your bags on your site the entire time? I'm like, yes. Did anybody give you anything suspicious to bring back to Israel? I'm like,
and then...
no. And then, so they took me through, like, all those really standard questions. And if you've been asked them 1,000 times, you just sort of wonder at this point, like, what a wrong answer could be. Were your bags, like, whatever. So I'm past this, and, they have, like, the
no homemade clocks, nothing?
No homemade clock. I don't have, like, more than 4 ounces of toothpaste or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. So I'm like, I check my bags. Now, like, I want to preface this by saying that, like, basically I'd been walking around Poland for 5 days and just doing a lot of, like walking, and it was pretty warm outside, I think, and whatever. So, like, my entire bag was filled with, like, disgusting, dirty clothes, right? Like, I didn't bring anything else with me. Like, it was just a bag filled with dirty clothes.
It was laundry.
It was, like, clean clothes when I arrived and dirty clothes when I'm leaving. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm sitting there kind of, like, before they've done the passport check. Well, like, that was my checked bag, right? Okay. So I'm, like, past the checked bag part, but before they do that extra little, like, those people checked your passport, but now you've walked 5 feet, so we need to check it before you go into the part where they check your passport again before you get on the plane. And I was, like, thinking to myself, she's, like, somebody I don't know who, like, handed me a bottle of liquid, and she did mention that she had that Egyptian boyfriend, and she was missing the eye and the belly dancing thing, and my bags were in her sight, and I did not repack my bags after this. So I'm, like, having this internal debate with myself. Now, keep in mind, I'm, like, actually in line. Like, my bag is checked, and I've successfully passed security with what I'm now convinced is a possibility that I have a bomb in my bag. Now, like, I'm sitting there having this internal debate with myself. This is crazy. Andrew, you're nuts. There's no way. Like, let's be real. You do not have a bomb in your bag. Like, you met the girl. She was so sweet.
She seemed nice.
You took her for Danish at Starbucks. Come on. They're like the Polish. What could they possibly want to do to the Jews? Like, I was like, this is impossible, right?
Besides murder an entire plane full of people.
Let's forget about the genocide. What have you done for me lately, right? So I'm like, what do I do here? Do I, like, go back and tell them? And I was like, at some point, I'm just like, look, if the plane blows up, I don't want my wife and my mom to have to figure out, like, why it was that their son and husband was carrying a bomb onto the plane, right? Because you know they're
he
gonna
left a manifesto.
You know they're gonna track that shit back.
The Zusman
right?
Chronicles.
Nobody could like have a random bag on a plane that explodes. I mean, unless it's like a Malaysian airline, I'm pretty sure nobody could like pull that off in any other airline in the world.
Yeah.
If the plane blows up, they're gonna figure out exactly which passenger was responsible. Like even if I'm
their
like,
investigative skills are amazing. They can
how they can do that, and I can't count cards in my hand in Vegas without being thrown out of but somehow I gotta take off my shoes and my belt. We're gonna like leave that aside. So I did the only responsible, like logical thing you could do. I walked back up and cut the line to like the bag check, and I said, I've made a mistake.
You politely just said
I said
about
I'm
that.
pretty sure that's what I said. I said, excuse me, and you know it's like some like Israeli woman who's just like, yes. And I'm like, I've made a mistake. I'm gonna need you to search my bag. I'm pretty much like pretty convinced that I'm like the only person that's like requested that somebody search their bag like
in the history of all TSA
let's
customs
start with
security.
like small time history. The only person ever in the history of any music festival, right? Like no one in a music festival has ever said like, hey, can you check my bag? Right?
I may have weed. I don't know.
Like I think my friend may have put some cocaine in my bag. Maybe you can take a look. Right. So I'm like,
it's totally not mine.
Right. So I'm like, I'm going to need you to check my bag. And of course their questions were like, why? Like totally. I mean, it was just like, listen, I don't know how exactly to say this.
Can we talk? You just pulled him over aside. Listen, I don't want to be.
I did. I really did. I like pulled him out. It's like,
don't want to scare any other passengers.
I don't want the children to be frightened. I was staying with this girl. We'll call her Isis. Iris. Right. She had mentioned to me a Middle Eastern beau. Nothing wrong with that. She was inexplicably missing an eye. No question there. Major hobbies included Middle Eastern dancing, but she was Polish, I'm quite sure, and we know that the Polish just fine with the Jews, but just to be on the safe side, she handed me
liquid in a bottle.
In a sealed bottle, and happened to have my bags in a place that I couldn't see them, and I did not recheck my bags, and thus everything I said to you was a lie. So here's my favorite part of this story. So they were just like, okay, no big deal. Like, we'll take a look at your bag. They start grilling me, like, who is this person? I was just like, Airbnb. I'm sure everything is okay.
Yeah.
And to their credit, like, everyone was like pretty relaxed about the situation.
No one panicked.
I'm sure this never happens to them, but they were pretty so.
Yeah.
So first of all, they take me to this big stainless steel table, and they have me dump out
just like the movies.
Everything in my bag,
Yeah.
right? Everything in my bag, which was horribly embarrassing to me because all of this is like my just disgusting,
dirty
clothes, like everywhere with this horrible stench, and like they're all used to it. It's like people that have.
I'm sure they've seen worse. Yeah.
Like I walk into somebody's house and the kid just shit. And I'm just like, this is terrible. And they're just like, what? What's going on?
Oh, he does that. He just shits in the corner sometimes.
Yeah. They're like they're
old McPoopy shits over there.
They're like a sommelier, like smelling the wine. What was that?
It smells like diaper. Oh, no, that's okay. My baby's taking a wicked shit in the corner.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
You see that face he makes? We know what's going on.
How's your steak?
Yeah.
You're like,
so anyway, so they were just like, this is fine. The aroma's here, acceptable to my palate. Yeah. And I'm like horribly embarrassed. Now they had this little thing, and like the only way I can explain it is that it looks like somebody has sliced off an anteater's nose, and it has like attached like a metal detector to it because it isn't a metal detector. And they put this little like there's like these two.
It's like
circles.
A bomb sniffing device.
There's like these two circles at the bottom of it. I'm like, This is like great radio, right? I'm like demonstrating this. There's like two circles at the bottom of it.
He's holding up two circles.
Two circles with between like my thumb and forefinger, right? And there's like a little sheet of like some kind of like it looks like a little like square wet nap that they like set between the two of them, and it closes with a little wet nap between it. And they run this over like all of my clothes. Now like all I can assume is that either it changes color if there's like bomb making material, or they're just totally fucking with me at this point. Right? But, like, watch this. We're gonna freak this guy out. Exactly. So it's like in the Wire when they like have the Xerox machine is the like lie detector. Yeah. So they run this over like all of my clothes.
Yeah.
And in the end they're just like, yeah, you're good. Right, like there's no bomb making material, and I was just like, so relieved that I could finally like pack my clothes back up because the smell was horrible. And at this point, I just cared a lot more about my dirty clothes smell than I did about possibly exploding an airline flight. So here's my favorite part of this story, Yabs. So I go, well, what about the bottle of vodka? Now, like, there's this big stainless steel table. All my shit is strewn everywhere, right? And the bottle of vodka is just sitting on the table. And the Polish, the big, like, butch Polish woman, like, picks up the bottle of vodka, looks at it from underneath, and just goes, this is vodka. Like, totally straight face. And, like, I'm like, really? Like, you could just look at it and, like,
and not even...
Is that, like, part of what makes you Polish? Like, you're just, like, we invented vodka, so I can look and see, like,
He's telling the truth. This is vodka.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, the most suspicious thing here was that she handed me a bottle of liquid. Was it not? Like, where you were, like...
Post 9/11, that should be a red flag.
When I dumped out my dirty clothes and you saw that everything on the table was made of, like, cotton or some polyester blend, wasn't that the point where you went, like, yeah, pretty sure there's not a bomb here, but hey, let's run the anti-air machine over all this anyway.
The wet net.
But then the one thing that's, like, could possibly, feasibly, in some, like, CSI world be a bomb, they were just like, that is vodka. We're good here.
Didn't even send that machine from Hurt Locker to come in.
Yeah.
Where was Jeremy Renner wasn't in a suit touching your clothes. Lady lifts it up and just looks at it and goes, oh, this is vodka.
So I wonder, like, how often that happens. There's, like, somebody's like, they bought it at the duty free, and then they're just like, they can't remember where they bought it, and it's just like, is this vodka? I don't know. Can I put this on my bag? Sure. Go for it. That's vodka. If you take them into a room with like 20 glasses of water and one glass of vodka, and they just like, they stand, like 100 yards away, and they're just like, third from the left. That's the vodka.
That's the vodka.
Yeah, I can smell it from here.
Is he in the courtroom right now? Point him out. That's him right there. Andrew's just frantically crying and speaks into the microphone.
I took too large a sip from my medieval times mocktail class. That's a real thing, by the way, medieval times. And
medieval times is real. Yes.
I went there, and they're actually headquartered in Irving, Texas, because when you think medieval, you think
of Irving, Texas.
Right. And what I am very surprised about, and this goes back to my like Paraguay and Uruguay. Like, I feel like there are like natural partners and natural enemies. And Uruguay and Paraguay in soccer should be natural enemies. Meanwhile, medieval times is in Dallas, and you have both the Cowboys and the Mavericks that are horse related.
Yeah,
but I don't think medieval times is a sponsor of either one. And it makes a lot of sense to me that the halftime show would be some joust or like
Renaissance fair, basically.
I mean, you don't have to go so far as to call it a Ren fair, but I think like the Cowboys that have like they're horse related. They're like natural partners. So I'm
sure the marketing crews got together and talked about this, but
this is my problem.
I'm assuming they may have talked about it.
I don't think they did. I think I'm the only one out there that's thinking about stuff like Paraguay and Uruguay or Dallas salad or like or like medieval times partnering with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
They should do it.
So you have Dirk riding in on a horse?
I mean, I don't need Dirk, but like I do need like Mark Cuban. Like I need Mark Cuban on a horse like before like a Houston playoff game, like battling the Red Knight or something. or just like at the very least get me like a scoreboard animation of this.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Who's your dealer? I would love to just
Oh man. No dealer.
I'm kidding, obviously, but yeah.
No, you're not.
Your mind.
This is what happens when you're not on drugs.
You're like another level. You're like a Renaissance man, but Ren Fair, go figure. That little reference.
I do a lot of thinking about stuff.
But you're beyond what normal people would think about. You're so true. The salad, Dallas salad is genius. I never thought of it.
People miss that. I mean, you throw the extra L in the salad. I mean, why is that not a thing?
Because people here think efficiency is a long word, I bet.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's why they
three syllables, and Dallas is like barely two. So
I mean, we deep fry butter at the state fair, bubble gum, Snickers, Come on.
So this year it seems like Let's talk about state fair.
I still have not gone to the state fair, and I've lived here since 2001.
Dude, we gotta go. I'm going to the state fair. I like asked a friend, so that this is like tell your audience everything they need to know about me.
We're gonna have more episodes, don't worry. But this is just to get to know Andrew.
I asked my boss at work, like, should I buy multiple entrances to the state fair? Because I think it was like $100, and you could get,
it's a lot.
Could, like enter and exit as many times as you wanted to, and if you went just one day, it was like $15, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go whatever it is 4 times or something to make it worth my money, because it's like whatever, or however many the 100 divided by 15 is. I have no idea.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not a
mathematician.
I'm not wearing a lab coat. I'm sure it's like
in West Virginia. She's probably a math genius, and if I asked her like, "What about this efficient thing?" she'd just be like, "Not an English major. What do you want from me?" Right? I have no idea. Fishing, regalia. I have no idea. So I was like, should I go? And he said, "You're the only person I know who could enjoy going more than once." And I was just like, "Yep, pretty much. Like, I'm gonna have a good time no matter what, right?" But yeah, like I'm really interested. So this year, bacon margarita. Which I'm a Jew that doesn't drink, so this is like the worst possible scenario for me. And then chicken fried lobster. So this is another thing.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It's like another strike against the Jews. So the no shellfish.
You guys don't eat shellfish?
That's right, no shellfish. I mean, I don't care that
no
much.
swine, as they say.
That's true. So it's like they need to come up with,
something that's Jew friendly.
They do.
That can be fried.
They need to do
matzo ball. Chicken fried matzo balls.
Dude, I got matzo ball soup like right here. Man.
Dude, it's amazing.
I got matzo balls here, man.
My neighbor growing up in Jersey was Jewish. I used to babysit.
Everybody's neighbor in Jersey is Jewish.
I used to babysit and take him to Hebrew school and everything. It was pretty cool learning all the.
But like I think we have to sit down and go to the state fair.
Yeah.
And we have to like not judge the food, because I think this is a big mistake. You can't go there and judge the food. We need to scout out what's missing. And then
we know what's there, but what is not there.
And I think what we need to do is figure out a way to incorporate the Dallas salad into this. And I can be the one that begins that partnership between Dallas and salad.
With 2 L's.
With 2 L's.
Let's emphasize that.
We'll create a specific type of salad that will maybe not have any vegetables. It'll be all meat. It'll be
just
meat
bacon,
salad.
Not bacon, but
no, it can be bacon. That's fine.
Okay,
it'll be
bacon steak salad.
Like brisket. I went to the
How fast would somebody have a heart attack though?
I'm working out of. So my friend came to visit me from California, and I'm working out of a new office. And below my office is Hofbräu Steaks or Hofbräu Steaks. Hofbräu in the West End. And
it's a good place. I've eaten there.
I have eaten there one time. Yeah. I went there for lunch, and so I ordered a steak, right? I mean, I'm at a place that has steak in the title. You don't go to Jack in the Box and avoid ordering something in a box, right? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a steak. I got a chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
I just really like the way that sounds, and I ordered this chicken fried steak, and my friend got a salad. Some avocado, nonsense. Because he's from California. And in the end, my steak was cheaper than his salad. So that gives you an idea about the market potential for salad in Dallas. See?
You may have something there.
The Dallas salad, and we have to just define what's in it. And it's just going to be like
meat, just straight barbecue.
I think it has to be I think we got to take it the other way. Maybe what it needs to be is just that's what your food eats. It's the Ron Swanson thing. Whatever. That it's just
the pyramid of man. One of the many facets of it.
You just need to pick one weird ingredient for a totally normal salad, and we could take this nationwide.
Okay.
We could take it nationwide, man.
I think
the Dallas salad. It always comes in a mason jar. It's
that is awful. I'm sorry, but if I order a salad and they bring a jar, I'm like, you just pop it open like it's jelly and then start scooping it out. You could drink it if you can puree it, but
I'm pretty sure there's a whole generation of 20-something Pinterest addicts that love anything that comes out of a mason jar. So
these hipsters love that crap.
I'm a bit of a hipster.
Hey, I go to Trader Joe's. I go to Whole Foods.
I'm down to Trader Joe's. Both of them, by the way, could easily have our Dallas salad.
They could, yeah.
And I think,
Sprouts too. I mean, all the organic markets that they have out there.
I mean, it needs to happen. Like, we need to figure out. We need to like go to the state fair and figure out what we're gonna do, and then enter the Dallas salad into next year. Maybe it's just like salad inside a matzo ball. We'll call it a Texas ball because no one will know what matzah is. It's just like a matzo ball filled with like a bunch of vegetables, and we'll call it the Dallas salad.
They'll just go, "What is this horse shit?" You're like, no. Texas ball.
Sir, we don't want to alarm you.
Call it.
Notice that this isn't fried.
You should call it a America ball.
America ball.
America.
Yeah, I could do that.
And then next thing you know, everyone's gonna be wearing Patriot flags, and they're gonna be like, "Want an America ball?"
No, we'll call them freedom balls.
Freedom balls.
There's 2 of them that come with every order of your.
I think
Dallas
that was
salad.
a porn star's name.
Your Dallas salad comes with 2 balls, of course. One is freedom and one is liberty. Okay, one is just a matzo ball. Okay, that's your liberty. The other one. We
ventured into something totally. The next level of salad.
These are my like long-term, like lifelong goals. Like that Ebby Holiday, she just died. She was like this real estate. The
real estate lady, yeah.
And like I think there are very few people that get that tag of like mogul. And to do that, you have to do something for your local community and something on like a much larger level. So like locally, I think I could bring in this Dallas salad. And then I think what I could do is use the salad to turn the Uruguyans against the Paraguayans.
It all falls into your master plan. You start with food.
And
then you totally mess up the alignment of South America. I would have this
crazy press conference at the state fair, and I would say, this food is like, we'll serve to anybody. Like,
yeah.
Gay, straight, whatever you are.
They'll love the freedom balls.
Black, white, Jewish. We don't care who you are. If you're from Paraguay, you are not touching this Dallas salad. And we're checking ID. That's it. And we're going to use that to like drive, and we're going to claim that it's like it began with Uruguay. No, wait a second. It began with Uruguay. I've now switched. So it's like Uruguano.
Uruguanos.
Yeah. Our kitchen is entirely staffed with Paraguayans. And then that's where I can start from. All right, we've gone too far.
Okay, well, let's leave it at that. I mean, until the next episode, but we've done 47 minutes. This is good.
Yeah. If you're out, that's kind of a long time. If you're out there in Yabs podcast land and you're from Uruguay,
yeah. So all you that's
business listening.
If you follow my YouTube page, Mike Yabs, and follow my Twitter and Facebook, then if you're Uruguayan, Paraguayan, let's make it happen. And
yeah.
And obviously, what's your contact? Let's see. What's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is @UXAndrew.
@UXAndrew.
That's right.
And Facebook, you're Andrew Zusman, but you're not gonna do Facebook. No one does that.
Yeah, but yeah, just do the Twitter thing. But I wanna hear from the Paraguayans and Uruguayans about why they don't hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if anybody wants to track down a video of this belly dancing
one-eyed Iris.
I don't know what her name is. But
Isis. Didn't you say it was Isis earlier?
I believe I did. She was.
To the CIA listening, we totally have no idea.
It was not a bomb. Okay.
It was wine.
It was actually pure vodka.
Vodka,
so in addition to being a wonderful host, she also gifted me a bottle of vodka. So. Shout out to her wherever she is if she's listening in, and that maybe she's a huge fan.
This is global, so YouTube is everywhere.
Totally global. So yes,
holla at us. Maybe I can fly out to Warsaw.
So people in Dallas, I want to hear from you about the lack of a Dallas salad. I want to hear about the Paraguayans and Uruguano that are gonna like. I'm calling them Uruguano now.
I think I want to start doing that.
I'm purely Team Paraguay. So I want to hear from people about the Paraguay-Uruguay thing. I want to hear from people from Arkansas who have like something to say, because I just don't think there's like, I don't know where that, I can barely point to it on a map. And yeah, I think and if anybody's in Warsaw and knows who this girl is, like I want to get in touch with her so I can, because she's never heard this story either.
Okay, cool.
So there it is.
All right, well,
man, high five.
That was us high-fiving for all those people listening.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank Andrew for his stories and his time. But
thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. And we will talk to you later. I'm at Mike Yabs, that's MikeYabs on YouTube. At Michael K. Yabs, that's KYABS on Twitter. And Michael Yabs on Facebook. So Andrew, AUX.
It's at UX.
At UX.
Andrew.
UX Andrew on Twitter. And we'll see you next time. But good luck. And remember, Uruguanos. We're gonna come after you.
We're coming. We're coming. We're Team Paraguay all the way.
All right. Well, you guys take care and have a good weekend. Till next time.